Raccoon hyphen 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 Formers. What does that spell? Raccoon-Formers, yeah! Raccoon-Formers, the YouTube channel for all of your Transformer needs.
Hello everyone, Raccoon-Formers here, and today I'll be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series number 48, Leader Class Universal Studios exclusive Transformers The Ride Megatron. This is a video that I was planning on releasing a long time ago because I wasn't able to make a double review on him and Studio Series 34 Megatron because they were too big to review together, but I got sidetracked with other projects, so this project sort of took a back seat, but I've had time, and I decided to put this video together for y'all because this is a very unique figure. It's exclusive from the Transformers ride. Megatron didn't appear in the Transformers ride all that much, so I'm kind of surprised they didn't make a figure off of Evac, that Autobot that you're actually riding in during the ride, but this is definitely a phenomenal looking repaint of Studio Series 34 Dark of the Moon Megatron, but I'll do a comparison with him later on. So let's get started by taking a look at US Megatron's details. Alrighty, Roo, let's bring him in for a close-up. He transforms into the same Mack truck that Studio Series Dark of the Moon Megatron transforms into, and I'm not gonna lie, it definitely looks good in this gray color scheme. I definitely am a fan of this repaint. I'm not normally a huge fan of repaints, but this one is definitely good. Awesome looking detail right up here on the cab with a little Mac logo in there. It's just a bit hard to see with the light. Let me see if I can. Yeah, there's the Mac logo. Sorry for the bad lighting. Awesome looking spikes up here for ramming into things. Oh, God, sorry. Sorry. Don't mind that. There was a little bit of fuzz there. So yeah, awesome little hood piece right up here, which is cool. Awesome looking windows with a little crisscross down the middle. More spikes up here, smokestacks, doors, a little step to get up because this is a huge truck, so it makes sense. Awesome looking trailer with oil tanks here and little chains sculpted in. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wheels, which is definitely a lot. Not that much robot cable underneath, which I'm happy about. He doesn't roll the best because of the chains here, but it definitely works a-okay in my opinion. It could have been better, I have to give it that, but it's definitely good. 360, no, he's too long for a 360, my bad. But this is an awesome repaint of that awesome Studio Series Dark of the Moon Megatron. I love him. Dark of the Moon Megatron came with 4 accessories. The big blaster he used, a little minifigure of Igor, these chains for his chest, and his hood that he used in that Africa scene. And you're probably thinking that Universal Studios Megatron came with these same accessories since he's a straight up repaint. Well, kinda, but let me just show you what I mean. He comes with the big blaster and the chains, but he does not come with the hood or Igor. Igor, I guess I could understand since he appeared in Dark of the Moon and not in the Transformers ride, but the hood, I really feel like they should have added. Like, they could have changed the color of the hood from brown to the same gray as the figure itself, and that would have looked really cool. Yeah, I know that he never actually had a hood in that brief moment of the ride that he was in, but they should have put that in there anyway, because the figure definitely looks a whole lot better with that hood on, at least with in the case of Dark of the Moon Megatron. But, I don't know. I guess there's nothing I can do about that. There's not much new detail here. The blaster and the chains look exactly the same. It's just a re-release of the two of them. It's definitely a shame that they left out the other accessories, but it's alright. It is. There's nothing I can do about it, and I don't want to waste my time complaining. Well, friends, let's get down with some comparisons. Since there aren't any other Universal exclusive Studio Series figures, I don't have many figures to compare with this guy. I just have one. Here he is, Next to his repaint buddy, Studio Series Dark of the Moon Megatron. As you can clearly see, this figure is a straight up repaint of Dark of the Moon Megatron. And I can't believe I'm saying this, I actually prefer the color scheme of Universal Studios Megatron. And that's saying something, because the Mack truck in Dark of the Moon Megatron's color scheme actually appeared in film, while Megatron never actually transformed into a Mack truck in the Universal Transformers 3D ride. So it's kind of funny that this one has such a better color scheme than the Mack truck that actually appeared in a movie, you know? Kind of would have been nice if they didn't use the color scheme here for Dark of the Moon Megatron, and they just used the one for Universal Studios Megatron instead. It's that good. Let me know in the comment section below which color scheme you like best. And stay tuned, because I have a really cool comparison planned for this figure once he's in robot mode. Speaking of his robot mode, this pretty much wraps up this figure's vehicle mode. Let's get down to transformation, shall we? Still no room for a 360, but it definitely is cool. Alrighty, first you can untab these bits here, and since they don't tab in all that well, it's pretty easy to. You can take the middle four wheels and fold them inward like that. Then you can come here to the chest, shimmy it out like that, and fold the bits out. Yeah. Be right back. I'm gonna change my format around to give myself some more room.
That's better. I mean, look at all this room now. Alright, where were we, folks? So we're gonna come up here and disconnect the back section, which can be a bit tricky. You just sort of gotta be very careful here. When actually, no, I forgot a step. Daisy, don't mind me. You just shimmy the arms out like that from the little cavity that they slip into, and then it should allow you to do this a whole lot better. There we are. There we are. There we are. And no joke, ever since I got this figure, I'm pretty sure way back in 2021, this is the second time that I've transformed it since then. So I might be a bit rusty. I just thought it'd be cool to share that with you. Alright, you can repeat the same process on the other side, like that. And you can click the two pads down. Then you can come here and rotate this around and try your very best to tab that piece into place, but it's kind of pointless because it doesn't like to stay in. As you can see, it's almost worth taking those panels off, but I don't know. Okay, repeat the same process on the opposite side. Detach the panel, rotate it around, and tab it back in, and try your very best to tab that part in, which I'm not even gonna bother. Okay. Then you can come in here and take his head sculpt, his head, fold it out, and then you can take the chest and shimmy it forward, and it will click into place like that. Alrighty, come on you, come on. There we are. I'll deal with that later. Alright, then you can fold this panel up like that. And actually, I'm gonna come up here and deal with. You know what? I'm gonna fix that off camera. Okay. There we are, guys. You'll have something that looks on the lines of this once the chest is fully compressed. Then you can come here and take those two tabs here and tab them right into those two slots on his back. But you might have to come back to that after you deal with this down here. So I'm gonna do that. And you can come over here and detach the truck cab and fold the oil tanks down to reveal his feet. And then you can rotate them this way. And you can take the cab here, detach the smokestack, fold it all the way around like that. And then you can take the cab, twist it to the side, and fold it in. And then you can take this whole panel here, shift it onto the foot. And it definitely shows how much height gets added to Megatron when you transform him. I mean, look at the two legs. It's so funny. Alright, you can repeat the same process on the other side. Fold this around, flip out the toe, rotate the entire assembly this way while making sure that stays forward. Then you can rotate the cab, detach the smokestack, or at least try to. Fold it around, take the cab, shimmy it this way, and fold it down that way. And then you can take the entire assembly and compress it up. And then it definitely shrinks Megatron's size a little, but it's good. It's good. And then you can figure out how to get this tabbed in like that. Alright, hey. Accessory-wise, you can take his gun, add an itch, that is, and you can tab it into this hand here because there's a little slot for that, which I'm pretty sure this hand doesn't have because of the extra hinges. So you could just go ahead and tab that in there, make them look all menacing and such. Then you can take his chains and just, I've always had difficulties with this, but you just do this, and then there are 4 tabs right there on the back, but I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. There we go, wait. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I just had to put the hood on one time, because maybe I'm a little bit in denial about the fact that this figure doesn't come with a hood, so we'll just go ahead and remove that, because this obviously does not match with the color scheme of that at all, but imagine how cool it would have been if this was gray to match this, but... So, yeah. Here we have the Transformers Studio Series number 48, Leader Class Universal Exclusive Megatron in its awesome looking robot mode. That transformation was definitely way more trickier than I remembered, which makes sense because I made my review on Dark of the Moon Megatron way back in 2021, and it's 2023 now, so that's been 2 years, and I haven't transformed this figure or Dark of the Moon Megatron since then, so if I seemed a bit rusty while transforming this guy, that's why. But let me know in the comment section below how I did. But the robot mode we end up with looks absolutely phenomenal, even though it doesn't have that hood, which I really wish it did. But let's go ahead and get started by taking a look at some of US Megatron's details. Alrighty, let's bring him in for a close-up. And the first thing that I noticed is the chains kind of blend in. The chains for Dark of the Moon Megatron didn't blend in because of the tan and brown color scheme, but this blends in because the chains are gray and so is he. So they maybe should have changed the color of the chains, maybe made them a more brighter silver or something, or just not included the chains at all and included the hood, which would have been a whole lot better. But I'm not going to rag on that anymore. I just wanted to point that out. Anyway, awesome looking head sculpt up here with a little bit of battle damage right here, which makes sense because this is a repaint of Dark of the Moon Megatron, and Dark of the Moon Megatron definitely had a battle damaged face after the events of Revenge of the Fallen, where he got his face blown to bits by his own cannon by Optimus Prime. So yeah, that definitely looks good. Decked out in a little bit of silver up here, decked out in gray, little red beady eyes, little red bits for the battle damage bit, gold mouth, which looks cool. Gray chest with a little bit of silver over here and here, but mostly gray. Arms are decked out all in gray. And you have awesome looking claw hands. Awesome. Legs decked out in gray as well. They're a bit bulky, and some of this doesn't like to stay tabbed on together all that well, which does sort of affect this figure's ability to stand every now and then, but it's definitely okay. It's okay, you know. It's an awesome figure. I just wish it had that hood, I really do. He has pretty decent articulation. Let's bring him in for a close-up again. His head can look up that much and down this much, which is not actually down at all. And can rotate this way that much and this way that much. He can't rotate his head all the way around like an owl, which is unfortunate, but I don't know. His arms can rotate all the way around and can go in and out, and there's a bend at the elbow, but it will cause those annoying bits to come off, you know. His right hand has extra hinges here for that. I'm not exactly sure why they needed to add that, because that kind of looks like he has a broken hand, but I don't know. Over here, his arm can just, or his hand can just lift up and down like this. No extra hinges, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to hold the gun. You know, his legs can get back this much and forward this much, And I still am kind of curious on why so many leader class figures have that ratchety joint, but I guess maybe it's because they're larger. His legs can rotate all the way around. All good in the hood. His toes can fold that way for transformation. Nothing too special, but he's got some pretty decent articulation. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's get down with some comparisons. First, let me just scooch it back a little. Okay, too far. Right there. To make some room, because here we have US Megatron next to Dark of the Moon Megatron. Wait, let me just, I could just hood back into place. There we go. These two figures look phenomenal together. I just really wish US Megatron had the hood, because, in my opinion, this model looks so much better with a hood. Let me know in the comment section below what way you like the model best, with the hood or without. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
And how is DOTM Megatron standing with his toes like that? We're just fix you and fix you. There we are. That's better. Now we can take DOTM Megatron and set him off to the side, because now it's time for the surprise comparison, baby. Here we have Universal Studios Megatron next to the Megatron that you have the ability to meet at Universal Studios. They definitely look so much like each other. Megatron at Universal Studios is sort of meant to resemble his look from Dark of the Moon, and so is this figure. And they're both decked out in a gray color scheme. I'm wondering if this is supposed to resemble that version of Megatron from Universal Studios. But what kind of confuses me is why the box showed the Transformers The Ride logo. I thought that meant it was supposed to mean that this figure was from that ride, to resemble his small appearance from that ride.
Which I guess still could be the case, but it definitely seems more of a resemblance of the version of Megatron that you have the ability to meet at Universal Studios, which is definitely really cool. I really hope we get to see more Universal Studios exclusive Studio Series figures in the future. Like maybe they could make a version of Optimus and Bumblebee to resemble the version of the characters that you have the ability to meet at Universal Studios along with Megatron. Or maybe they could make a figure off of EVAC, you know, the car that you actually ride in during the Transformers ride. That would definitely be really cool. And I would love to see that. I really would. That would be a perfect thing to sell at the gift shop at the end of the Transformers ride, because you will have just ridden in EVAC, so obviously people would have EVAC on the mind, and they would want to get a figure of EVAC to take home to add to their collection. That's definitely what I would have done if there was an EVAC Studio Series figure, but there wasn't, so I didn't, but I definitely wish that's something that they would do in the future. Hasbro, if you're watching, make that a Studio Series figure, please. We need a Studio Series EVAC. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree. Well, friends, this pretty much wraps up US Megatron's robot mode. Let's get down to transformation, shall we? And he fell. Not a good 360. Not a good 360, Megatron. So, yeah, you can take his blaster, set it off to the side. You can unhook his chains. And you can set that off to the side as well. There we go. And first, we'll come down here to the feet. You can unhinge all this kibble, fold it out. You can rotate the smokestack around, and it'll sort of click into place. And you can take the cab, fold that down, and rotate it to the side. And you can fold it this way. And this little tab here will slot into that little slot right there. I don't know if you can see, but you'll just do that. And you can also flip out the wheels, but I don't know if this is actually working, so I'm going to be right back. Got it, ladies and gentlemen. It just took a little bit more work, but that's definitely something that is prone to untap itself during transformation, so keep that in mind. Then you can rotate the knee this way, fold the toe up, fold it over the entire knee. Then you have part of the cab all done. And as you can see, it still doesn't like to stay tabbed in, but I think it will stay tabbed in better once you get everything tabbed together. So we'll just leave it as it is right now. Alright, rinse and repeat on the other side. Fold this out. Fold the smokestack around. fold the cab front that way, and then you can fold this entire assembly this way, rotate the knee that way, fold the tail up, and then fold it around, and then you just have to like sandwich all this together, which can get a bit tricky at times, but it's just important that you stay calm while doing this. That's definitely key. Let me see. You can also come in here and fold out these bits, which will also tap together. But I think I'm going to do this off camera. There we are. Once you're done, you'll have something that looks on the lines of this. I'm sorry I wasn't able to show it, but it definitely is difficult to get everything snapped into place because there's so much to snap in. You have this, you have up here, and you have that down there. So I just needed to do it in private. But anyway, let's continue. You can take the backpack section and you can fold it down over top, hiding Meg's tootsies. Then you can come in here and fold out the middle 4 wheels, which is probably pointless until you're done because they'll probably just fold back in, but let's, do it anyway. And then you have Truckman. No, we're not going to do that. You can detach the chest, fold it down, take these hinges, fold them down, fold Meg's head inward, fold that down, and you can come up here to his shoulders, shimmy these bits up, revealing more of the wheels. Man, this guy has a lot of wheels. He has a thing for wheels, I see. Anyway, so you can come here and just try your very best to shimmy this all into place. Yeah, like that. And like that. Alright, then you can come here and detach this, fold that around. Probably should have done that earlier, but I don't know. And you can make sure to shimmy the arm inward, but keep the panel outward so it can still rotate so you can slide it all into place. And you can just shimmy the arm underneath the chest bit, and then you can tab that in, but I think I'm going to do that after I finish this side, because otherwise it'll just come and tab. I also need to figure out how to get this thing tabbed in, but I'll try that after this is done. So, yeah, rinse and repeat, all the same stuff on this side. But this time I'm going to do this first. I recommend doing this before you slide everything in, because there's a lot more clearance that way. So, yeah, you can take this assembly, fold it out to reveal his back wheels, and you can just shimmy this in and tab it into place. And you can take the arm and shimmy it underneath in a way that everything will tab in all nice like. And then you just fold this in, and this little tab here will tab into that slot there, like that. I'm gonna try and put everything together off camera, okay? Alrighty, once you have everything tabbed into place, you'll have something that looks on the lines of this, but we ain't done, folks. Then you can come here to the chest assembly and sort of just shift it backwards in a way that it will slide right under there to where it doesn't create any kibble, which I think it is right now. Okay, sound like a Minecraft villager there, but yeah. Like that it looks like. Yep, there we go, folks. Whoopee! That was a good 360 right there. Alright, accessory-wise, it's the exact same as DOTM Megatron. You can take the blaster, tab it. Right there. Sorry, I couldn't see it because of the light. You can tab it. This tab here will tab right into that tab there on the gun. But it definitely is very difficult to line this up, so I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. Sorry for all the off-camera action. This figure is really hard to deal with. Sorry, guys. It's definitely very difficult to get the gun tabbed in because the tab that you tab the gun onto detaches when you transform the figure to robot mode, so it's definitely a bit hard to deal with, but once you're done, you'll have something that looks on the lines of this. And then the chains just go in the same spot as DOTM Megatron, which is a bit weird because for DOTM Megatron, you fold the hood and put the chains over it, but as you all know, this figure doesn't have the hood, so you just put it on like the hood is there or something, which I don't really like. I really don't. But we'll do it anyway, because I want to show you how it works. So you can just fold it over, and fold her over, and fold her over. Definitely difficult. Sorry, I got it the wrong way. I'll bear it back. I figured out the correct way that has to go on. You need to put it on this way. When you put it on that way, you'll be able to snap it all on nice like. At least you should be. Let's see if I did my research. And also the gun fell off, so we're just gonna put that over there and put this on first. I recommend doing that because I clearly learned it the hard way. Yeah, snapperoonie. Snap. There we are. And there we are. It's coming undone again, of course, but man, be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Everything was coming apart, so I just had to go ahead and fix it. And since the gun refused to stay on, now we can just tab it on now that we've got everything dealt with. Why is this so difficult? There we go. There we go. And here we have the Transformers Studio Series number 48, Leader Class Universal Exclusive Megatron back in his awesome looking Mack truck alt mode.
Some final thoughts on the figure. It's definitely a phenomenal figure and definitely a phenomenal repaint of Studio Series Dark of the Moon Megatron. The only thing I would have really changed is them including the hood. Because, like I said before, this model definitely looks better with the hood, but there's nothing I can do to change that. It's just something that I would have changed about this figure to make it a whole lot better. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. But I really hope Hasbro one day releases more Universal exclusive Studio Series figures. I already explained what Universal Studios exclusive figures I'd like to see, but let me know in the comment section below what Universal Studios exclusive figures you'd like to see. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Well, friends, this pretty much wraps up this video review. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to click that big red subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on a future video. Let me know in the comment section below what figure you'd like to see me review next. I recently picked up some new guys. I recently picked up Studio Series Junkheap and Studio Series Crosshairs. So let me know in the comment section below what figures you'd like to see me review next. I'm open for suggestions, folks. Anyway, that's all I have to say. As always, I'm Raccoon-Formers and I'll catch you next time. Peace.